Hello and welcome back to the channel. Well, as the title of the video says it all, I did crash my beloved V85. What happened? Well, to make a long story short, I was on a gravel road that I was not familiar with, and there happened to be a pretty good rut on one of the sides, and I ended up taking the wrong line. My front wheel got stuck in it, couldn't make it out of it, and it being a 500-pound bike, unfortunately, off it went towards the left side. And that's pretty much all there is. I'd say at least 80% rider error. The Michelin Anarchies didn't help probably either. But by the end of the day, my fault for taking the wrong line, and kind of proving my point in my 1-year review video when I said this bike is just too heavy for certain things, and unfortunately I kind of got to eat my own medicine there. So let's take a look at the damage, what actually happened. What you see here right now is the bikes actually had spent some time at the dealer, and two major parts were replaced. One part that was replaced was the front frame here. That was completely bent, and so I had to have that one replaced. And the second part that was replaced was the holder for the tubes here, this part, where there are little knobs on both sides that keeps the handlebar from turning all the way, and it totally broken off due to the force of the impact, and so it had to be replaced. Windshield obviously broke off. You can see it's a brand new windshield here already, but other than that, all I have left at this point is mostly my broken pride and cosmetic damage. As you can see here on the mud guards, see quite a bit scratched where it fell over. Obviously the mirror here, I kind of painted it black already, so it's hard to see, but yeah, got damage there. The blinker lens was completely gone. I replaced that one. The windshield, obviously, you can kind of see here, this is the only one that kind of took most of the brute force. The rest of the little black knobbies here, actually, the windshield look all pretty good, except for this one. So to see if I can get a new one. The tubes here on the outside, you can kind of see where the frame dug into the fork. So you can kind of see here where it dug into the tubes, but again, no structural damage, and dealer said it's okay to keep on going. Obviously up front here, you'll see quite a bit of scratches here where the bike fell over. Also, I actually did take my crash bars off at some point and replace them with these Guareschi ones for the cylinder heads, and again, you can see the impact here, but they held up really well and protected the cylinder heads. And my biggest fear was that I ruined one of my cylinder heads here, and not the case at all. Going down here, you can see here where it hit the ground, and then going towards the back, obviously the packs got some damage, the passenger packs as well, but interesting enough, the exhaust did not get damaged at all. So the combination between the cylinder head protectors with the packs and the bars, which obviously got scratched here, as you can see, protected the side of the bike, so which is nice to see. But yeah, you can see here it's scratched, but I think I'm gonna leave it as it is, and we'll just call it ADV patina, and we'll take it from here. And the other thing is, if you look at my tank here, you see a little scratch here, and I think that was another one up here somewhere. Yeah, there it is. So try to buff it out, but I think this is as good as it gets. But once again, we'll just call it ADV patina and call it a day for now. So that leaves the question now, where do we go from here? And like I said before in my 1-year review, and I'm totally standing to it, the V85 for me personally, it's a amazing bike on road, but off the beaten path, for me at least, and at my skill level, it is just not feasible. It is just a handful. And yeah. Now I was going to put more off-road worthy tires on it, but at this point I think I'm gonna lay off on that, because just the fact that the bike is just too heavy for me, and I'm just not be able to do the things off-road. And that said, obviously with the Talaria now in my stable, and having done stuff on the Talaria that I wouldn't even dare on the V85, and seen how much fun it is and how less intimidating it is, I think I will stick with the Talaria for everything off-road going forward, and will refrain the V85, or relegate the V85 basically to on-road adventures, so to speak. That said, my better half initially approached me and asked me to trade the V85 in and get something different, because she thinks it's just too heavy for me. And initially I kind of obliged, and we looked at something else, as we did want to get the new and bigger version of the Canon Riker. But once again, every time I look at this thing, I'm getting second thoughts. Every time I ride it, I realize how much fun it is, even on road. And it's just an amazing bike for what it is, even on the road, even if you don't have to take it off-road. And so, going back to the question, where do we go from here, or what now? And I was actually kind of surprised. My better half actually brought it up. I do plan a track day. I signed up for a track day in October with my R660 at the Crescent Motorsport Park, which is about 2 hours from here. And she said, why don't you take the V85? And if you don't want to sell it. And so I was like, So I started looking up on YouTube, and there's actually one YouTuber who actually does take it to track days. And the thing to keep in mind here is, when you hear track days, track day for me does not mean I want to go as fast as possible, but track day for me means that I get taught better skills, that I get to hone my skills and become a better rider. And with that in mind, why not? I looked up tire options, and the best tire options for the V85 appears to be the Michelin Road 6, which from what I understand is definitely doable for the track. And so yeah, my option A at this point is to trade it in and get something else, or option B is to get a good set of tires on here and take it to the track day and see what it does on the track day and see how it feels. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. But anyway, so yeah, she's pretty much back to normal, but that's part of the reasons why there wasn't that much V85 content lately, because I have been putting her back together, and she has spent some time at the dealer to get the two major items and the rest. But at this point she is good to go. I've been out there riding and enjoying it, just have not been videotaping it. But yeah, that's the update on the V85. Let me know what you guys think, and keep it on tour out there. Until next time, bye.